Hey Mustangs, welcome back to another episode of The Spill. It's Friday, April 5th, 2019. I'm your host, Riley Green, and I'm here with Kristen Anderson.
On this episode of The Spill, we'll be reporting on a divorce, a Snapchat update, and a local trash day.
Stay tuned for the latest.
In world news, the richest man in the world is going through a record-breaking divorce. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his wife Mackenzie have agreed to a divorce settlement of at least $35 billion. Ms. Bezos will keep 4% of the online retail site, and that's worth $35.6 billion on its own. Both parties tweeted positive comments about the other after the announcement of the settlement. Mackenzie and Jeff both stated that they are happy and supportive of the other and that they are looking forward to being co-parents and even friends. But this doesn't happen often in celebrity divorces, so this is a nice change of pace. Mr. Bezos said Mackenzie has been an extraordinary partner, ally, and mother. He said that she is resourceful and brilliant and loving, and as their futures unroll, he knows he'll always be learning from her. Mackenzie said that she is excited about her own plans and that she is grateful for the past as she looks forward to what will come next.
In national news, Snapchat announced that it is both expanding advertising and working to be better at privacy than Facebook with its new Snap Audience Network. The company claims that it will extend advertisers' audience to third-party apps without compromising user privacy. The network does what other social media companies already do, let advertisers run their ads on third-party apps and allowing Snapchat and that third party to share ad revenue. These new measures, along with increased importance of privacy, come in the wake of a lawsuit filed against Facebook by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The civil suit accused Facebook of allowing for advertisers to exclude certain minority groups for seeing ads for houses and apartments in their area. Facebook showed surprise in a statement released shortly after the suit was filed, stating that they have been working with HUD to increase privacy for their users.
In local news, the answer to your toxic waste problem is being solved. The semi-annual Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day will return on Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon. This is a chance for Cleveland and Bradley County residents to rid their homes of leftover toxins like cleaning chemicals, pesticides, and paints. The wastes are plentiful. Things like solvents, cleaners, pesticides, automotive fluids, aerosols, old computers and television sets, and fluorescent lights are among the things that they will take. They will also shred 2 bags of personal documents. There are a few things they won't take, like old tires, empty paint cans, microwaves, and vacuum cleaners, all of which can be deposited at your local dump or landfill. The event is set for the parking lot at Bradley County Justice Center. And now, after the break, Riley brings us an update on the London stakeout, so stay tuned.
For our top story today, UK police are staked outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London after hearing that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange could be soon kicked out. Assange has not left the embassy since August of 2012, fearing that he could be extradited back to the US for leaking thousands of classified military and diplomatic documents through his website. He could face the death penalty if he were to be criminally charged for these leaks. Ecuador's foreign ministry made a statement that it would not comment on what it called rumors, theories, or conjectures. However, in December, Ecuadorian President Lenin Moreno stated that if the UK government could guarantee that Assange would be sent to a third country that would not sentence him to death, he should hand himself over to the authorities.
That's all for your news today. Now for your Walker Valley announcements. School will be closed on April 19th and 22nd because of Good Friday and Easter Monday.
The first annual Walker Valley Film Festival is being held on May 4th, 2019. Any student at Walker Valley can submit a film to compete in this festival. Categories include drama, comedy, music video, news story, and experimental. For more information, see Mr. McKay in the spill room.
DVD copies of Walker Valley's production of Shrek are available now. Purchase them at the school store for $15 a copy.
The ACT Makeup Day has been set for April 24th. If you missed the recent ACT, you can make up your test on that day. You won't want to miss out on this free standardized test.
That's all for your school announcements. Now for your pop culture news.
Hey Mustangs, it's Chris.
And it's Ashley.
Today's weather is cloudy with a 45% chance of rain.
Your high today is 71 and your low is 53.
Your humidity is at 100%.
That's all for your Walker Valley weather report.
Now back to the studio, onto your pop culture news.
Hello, I'm Kevin Glover, and we're back with Questions of the Week. Today we're going to be going down the NBA hallway. Let's see how that goes. There's no one in there. Hello, does your class want to answer questions? Supposed to be like,
Okay.
like we ask the question, then you're surprised, and then you think about it for a bit,
Is it
and then
gonna
you
make
get the
me
question.
uncomfortable?
Maybe. If you had 1 week to live, what would you do and why?
I'd probably just do everything that I've always wanted to do, you know, just like drive a whole bunch of cars and live my life, party and stuff like that, you know.
How do you afford all those things?
Probably just steal all the money for it.
So you condone stealing when you're about to die?
Yes.
I would travel the world as much as possible. I'd try to make it to all the different continents, and I would try to graduate from high school at least, and see a bunch of like famous people like while I'm traveling the world and go to concerts. Yeah.
I don't think you could graduate and travel at the same time.
I mean, when I'm on the plane, like I can take the GED thing, you know, get a decent ACT score. I think it would be okay.
All right. How would you get the money for flying around the world?
I'd probably just pull out of my college savings.
All right.
If I had 1 week to live, I probably would go to the beach, and I might do illegal things just because I would have a week to live, so I could do whatever and still maybe get away with it. I don't know. That's what I would do.
So you would commit crimes because you have...
But I wouldn't kill anyone. Like, I think that's terrible. But, like, I'm not 21 yet, but I'd probably still drink, and I don't know.
Ooh, something exciting. I'd conquer my fears. Probably go skydiving or something like that.
Is that it? What other things would you do?
Spend some time with my family because, you know, that's what it's all about. I'd want to spend my final moments with my family. So, that's what I'd do.
That's so sweet. Nobody has said that yet.
You know, I try to be better than everyone else.
It's your turn. That's how it works.
I was going to say something like that. Okay.
What? Well, you can say the same thing. I mean, but
Okay,
you'll just be
similar.
copying off of him.
Be similar to his.
Okay. How about you?
I'd stop going to school because if I have 1 week to live, there's no point of going to school.
That is true, but like, what would you do when you're not going to school?
Just continue playing video games till I die.
You know what? That sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. What would you do?
I would probably. Can I take this? I would.
No one's done that so far. No one's just taken it out of my hand.
I would probably travel the world and also travel with my family and friends because that's what's important.
Where do you get the money to travel?
Just somehow I'd fundraise or something. There's always something.
All right. Thank you, too. Also, do you have a question suggestion?
I'd probably sleep.
For a whole week?
Yeah. Of course.
But you'll be sleeping afterwards.
Well, yeah, but sleep is important.
Sleep is important?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Sleep is important, guys. Even when you have 1 week to live, just sleep all day.
Yeah.
We head out to the ball fields of Walker Valley, and we'll talk with Natalie Pruitt. As humble as she is talented, Natalie has been a force for her team in the pitching circle, but maintains it's the ones around her that give her the confidence she needs to go above and beyond.
Walker Valley's Natalie Pruitt has had a softball in her hand ever since she could remember. It's something that's always been a part of her life, and she says she wouldn't have it any other way.
Really, my parents, I wouldn't say forced me into it, but they brought the idea to me, and then ever since then, I fell in love with it. I've been nonstop. Softball has been my life.
Natalie and I met her 6th grade year at Ocoee Middle. I had the privilege of coaching her through middle school as well as high school, so I've really gotten to see Natalie grow up and grow into the young lady that she is today, and to develop not only as a softball player but also as a young lady.
Looking back on how she began, Natalie admits she wasn't always the vocal leader that she is today. She says it's been her teammates and coaches that have helped her venture out of her shell and into the leadership role.
If you ask any of my teammates or my coaches, when I was a freshman and in middle school, because they were my same coaches, I was so quiet they probably didn't even know what my voice sounded like. I was scared out of my mind to even talk. And they've just really gave me my voice pretty much, and they just make me comfortable, and they've really allowed me to step into a big leadership role.
Natalie's one of the hardest workers on our team. She's also one of the most talented, so it's awesome when you have talented players that are hard workers. She sets an example for the other girls on the team. She was voted a captain this year, her junior season, and I think that speaks to her level of commitment to her team and her care and her love for her teammates.
The junior pitcher had a stellar season last year, posting a 28-7 record and led her Lady Mustangs all the way to the state finals before falling 1 run short of the championship to Powell. Natalie says it's the defense around her that's been the key to her confidence in the circle.
I honestly, I would not have the confidence that I do pitching out there, if I didn't think that they all had my back behind me.
When she comes off the field, she's the first one to give high fives to her defense, because I think that we have such a strong defense behind her, and I think that's what makes our team so special. Not only do we have great pitching in our pitching staff, but we also have a great defense and great offense. And she's really stepped up as a leader this year, as a vocal leader. I think she's always led by example, but I think this year even more so, she's really stepped up into that vocal role. And I think the girls really look up to her and trust her and see her as a leader.
No decision has been made yet, but Natalie has expressed she'd like to continue her playing career into college. She's keeping all options open, but says the thing she looks for most in a program is a family atmosphere.
I've seen with my own team right now how important that is to be successful. I know that I can't go to a college and be they're starting #1 all the time. That's not how a successful team is. So I think it's really just about being good teammates and having good coaches that actually care about you and not just having you as a teammate on the field.
And joining us now is Dave Keelan. And Dave, it certainly helps to have that kind of team chemistry and a strong defense behind a player. No accident that Natalie is as good as she is. What you would say sets her apart from the other pitchers the Lady Mustangs have. She is different, isn't she?
She certainly is. It really boils down to dedication and consistency. Natalie says that when she's not in school, 90% of her time is either playing, practicing, or thinking about softball.
Wow.
It really has become her life's work to improve her game every single day. That's where the consistency part comes in. Natalie is able to place her pitches just about wherever she wants to go, and the walks were very few because of that. As a matter of fact, last season, in over 206 innings she pitched, only walked 16 batters.
Yeah, that's an impressive stat.
Very nice.
That is really something there. Anything else that Natalie has really honed in on in terms of improving her game?
Well, Coach Lindbergh says the thing she's seen as far as most improvement has been the movement on her pitches. It's been something that she's working on a lot with team practices as well as on her own individually. She's been able to get batters to chase out of the zone or make contact for an easy ground out frequently, and just from her pitch command alone.
Yeah, and it's obvious she spends most of her time in softball, but what does Natalie like to do outside of the diamond, Dave?
Well, she's a big animal lover, and she likes to spend any free time she has with her dogs at home. She says it doesn't matter what size or type. If it's a dog, it's a friend.
Man's best.
You know about that, don't you, Dave?
Man's best friend, Dave.
Yep.
Good to see you, Dave. Thank you so much. And if you know a high school athlete with an interesting story that deserves to be told, come to us. Reach out to us at sportswfli@sbgtv.com. As always, we'd love to hear from you.
What's up, Walker Valley? I'm Madison.
And I'm Brittany.
And we're here to give you the latest pop culture news.
A new Terminator movie is on the way. Terminator Dark Fate will be starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor once again. The movie is set for release this year in the fall, and it will be the 6th installment in the franchise.
Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are moving out of Kensington Palace and into Frogmore Cottage. Built in 1801, the cottage has undergone many renovations in anticipation for the arrival of the prince and his pregnant wife. They are hoping that Frogmore will provide them with more privacy as they await their first child.
Norwegian singer Aurora is releasing a new album titled A Different Kind of Human. You may know her for songs like Murder Song, Runaway, or her cover of Half the World Away, which was featured in a Christmas ad just a few years back. The album is set for release June 7th and includes her latest single, The Seed.
That's all for your exciting pop culture news today.
Now for a sneak peek at the new movie trailer for The Dead Don't Die.
In this peaceful town, on these quiet streets, something terrifying, something horrifying is coming.
Excuse me, we're closed. Get away from me!
What the hell was it? A wild animal? This is really awful. Maybe the worst thing I've ever seen.
What was it, wild animals?
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, the undead. Ghouls.
You look gorgeous. Oh my. Are you in this together?
Flesh-eating zombies.
Don't joke, it's really, really creepy.
Oh, man, this isn't gonna end well. They gravitate towards things they did when they were alive.
Called beef.
Chardonnay.
Did she just say Chardonnay?
Yeah, she did.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to my world, zombies.
I've been telling you this is all gonna end badly.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm quite confident of my ability to defend myself against the undead.
I can see that.
Excuse me. Those are some pretty good cuts. You played some minor league ball, didn't you? Well, a little Class A. It was a long time ago.
What's up, Mustangs? I'm Chris. I'm here with my co-host Nico, and we're here today to give you your daily sports news.
The Bucks faced off against the 76ers. Eric Bledsoe was ejected after the showdown with Embiid. However, the Bucks took the win and are now the #1 seed in the East. The final score was 128-122.
Russell Westbrook is a guy who has unbelievable motor, and he brings it every night via Rajon Rondo.
The Warriors beat the Lakers with a devastating lead. DeMarcus Cousins racked up 21 points and 10 rebounds. The final score was 108-90. As the Warriors get closer to the #1 seed in the West, many think that the Warriors will make it to the playoffs. Once again, we'll see how that pans out.
Your boys' baseball team plays Saturday tomorrow at 10 a.m. Your Walker Valley boys' baseball team also defeated Chattanooga Central 11-1 and had 9 hits. Jordan Monk was 2 for 3. Dylan Allender struck 4 kids and gave up 4 hits with the game-winning pitch.
That's all for our show today. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at The Spill TV. I'm Nico.
And I'm Chris. Have a great day and thanks for watching.